Been a few weeks since I posted anything regarding the small block engine. That's because it's complete. There's nothing really to do right now except find a host for it, and I have done that. I've been searching for a couple of weeks for the right vehicle or an acceptable vehicle to put the motor in, and I found something that was in my list. It wasn't the kind of the muscle car body that I would hope to have found, like an old Nova Camaro Cutlass or something like that. Like they're e-bodies. I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but an old Chevy truck was definitely one of the possibilities, and that's what I've purchased. I found it on Facebook Market. Drove a couple of half hours this morning to pick it up. Um, very little information. I didn't even press the person I was buying it from for any details. I asked them, hey, will it drive back to Kansas City from where I picked it up? And they were pretty sure it would, so I took the chance. Drove down there and was pleasantly surprised by the condition of this vehicle. It's 30 years old and it's a Chevy truck, so you know it's gonna have some issues, especially with rust. And it has the normal ones. The cab corners, wheel arches are a bit rusty. But that being said, this truck that I'm going to show you here in a minute has 343,000 miles on it. And the condition is just exceptional for that mileage and age. So we'll take you outside and give you a walk around of the project truck. Here she is. It is a 1991 Chevy 1500 Silverado, fleet side. Couldn't find a good short bed. They're very, very hard to find, and the ones that are out there are either total trash or already restored, so you take what you can get. So there she is, body in white. Oh my God, that sun is so bright. Hope you can see this. Front left, pretty straight. Door is fairly straight. In fact, straight. It does have some saggy hinges. This is the first issue I told you about, the standard Chevy cab corner rust, so that'll have to be addressed. But any body, I'll just put this out there right now, any body work I do on this is going to be well after I get the engine swap completed. So we're going to make this guy a runner before we do anything about the body. The rest of the cab looks pretty good. Now the left side is straight. It has a little bit of rust right here over the wheel arch. Not too bad. It's going to have to be fixed. Probably just get a replacement panel instead of trying to sand that out and Bondo over it. I'm not really a big fan of the Bondo, so we'll just get a replacement panel when the time comes. Go around back. Tailgate is actually not dinged up. That's amazing. It's got a couple of little dents in the top, but its body is in decent shape. It's got the ugly factory bumper. I'm probably going to get a roll pan bumper, delete that when the time comes. Now here's the right side, and starting about the wheel, we got a big dent here. Got more rust on the left side here over the wheel arches, but that's okay. Again, that'll just be patched over. This side might be a candidate for a whole new bedside when the time comes. So the wheel arch rust really is an inconsequential thing right now. More dents and creases here on the body of the side of the bed. This side here, I don't know if it's already been repaired before, but and it looks like, you know, you got some, I'm not sure if that was primer or something from a factory panel. I don't know, but may have had work done to it before, and that cab corner is fine. So that's good. I don't have to worry about that side. And then the door on this side is just as straight, and the front fender has the next big dent on her right here. Oh my goodness. Got a little rust, a little dent right there. This stupid rain guard is all beat up. I need to get the heat gun out and pull that off. Then we got a nice dent right here. So yeah, that's definitely a front fender replacement when that's up for time. It was funny as heck. First thing my wife's noticed about the truck, she didn't say anything about the rust or the dent. She said, why does it only have one wiper blade? Well, I don't know. Maybe it was a right-hand drive model at some time. One of those English Chevys. But the wiper arm is in the cab. It's just off for some reason. I don't know. Maybe the stud may be broken on it. I may have to replace the wiper linkage way down the line. Not even worried about that. The grill is in good shape. It's got this cheap chrome peel on it, and you know, of course, that's going to look like trash after this many years. But like I said, for 343,000 miles, this truck rather, is in amazing shape. I don't know if you'll be able to see underneath it if I put the camera down there, so I probably won't even bother with it, but I did inspect that before I drove it out, and there's only surface rust on the frame. It's very clean underneath, so that's a good deal. Let's take a look inside. Blue interior, and despite some, you know, tears and rips and everything, it's very straight and clean in here. Dash pad is faded, of course, and cracked. All the standard stuff you'd expect on an old car, not necessarily even an old Chevy, just old car stuff. The seat's in pretty decent shape. He had this big, nice vinyl seat protector on it for a long time, so the only thing that's happened to the seats is this tear right here. That's good because they'll probably be in there for a while, and the last thing I'll do is interior work. I'm probably going to get a bucket and console set up for it. It's got the sliding rear window and the headliner delete, rare factory option. Inside, radio stack. Of course, the radio doesn't work. Climate controls, fan worked. I did not try anything on the way home. We'll get into the drive home part of this here in a minute, but everything's a pretty decent shape. The vents aren't cracked. The wheels and everything work. So interior, it's pretty decent. Let me go ahead and pop the hood on this guy and I'll show you what I'm swapping out here. There it is, 4.3 liter V6. I didn't even know that when I purchased it. Like I said, I did not care what was in it. Just asked them its driving condition. But yeah, it's got the one of the original 4.3s in it. And it's not the balance shaft motor. Like, that matters. It does have air conditioning. In fact, I mean to start the car up. I didn't even try that on the way home. First thing happened when I drove it is the temperature gauge wouldn't move forever. I was halfway home before it ever started moving, and then it only moved up to about a quarter. So obviously the sending unit isn't working. The wiring's good because it did move in the dash. So need a new temp sender, or that'll obviously get replaced with the new motor. Transmission was a quart low. It's the only fluid I really had to add to it, and it shifted fine. Motor ran good and strong for what it is. It's still a gutless, you know, piece of crap that can't move a truck, but it did okay. I managed to keep it up at averaging 70 on the way home, and it never really gave me any trouble at all. So that was good to get it back, good enough to get it back. So that's what's coming out. An old 4.3. Hood's in decent shape. Hood could probably be salvageable. No real big dents in it. It's a little low here. There may have been a crease. Yeah, there's a crease right here. There's a low spot, but that can be pounded out. So I don't need to buy a new hood. Just get that reworked when the time comes. Looks like we do have a little bit of bubble here. Might have to have the front sanded down a little bit. But we'll go ahead and address that, like I said, when the time comes. So what's the plan? Well, obviously, the plan is to get this thing stuffed in it starting maybe in a month. I am in a busy time at work. They're asking everybody to work overtime at least 2 days a month. So that means 1-day weekends for the rest of June. And then July, I'm moving my sons to South Carolina. So that's going to be the first 2 weeks. They're off the table for doing any work on this. So realistically, it's going to be late June, early August before I even get around to starting on that. So that's just a quick update, and I'm happy that at least the ball is in motion, and the big thing has been accomplished, and that was just getting the vehicle. So that's what it's going in. I'm going to put the 375 horse V8 in a 1991 Chevy Silverado. Keep watching, check for updates, like and subscribe so you get notifications, and we'll see you when the time's ready.